Imagine a world where the age-old adage, survival of the fittest, no longer applies, and it's not our genes that determine our fate, but rather the culture we live in. This may sound like the stuff of science fiction, but researchers at the University of Maine are proposing a groundbreaking theory that suggests human evolution is undergoing a major shift, driven not by genetics, but by culture. But here's where it gets interesting. This transition could fundamentally change what it means to be human, according to Timothy M. Waring, an associate professor of economics and sustainability, and Zachary T. Wood, a researcher in ecology and environmental sciences. Culture is overtaking genetics as the primary driver of human evolution. In a paper published in the Oxford journal Bioscience, they argue that cultural practices, such as farming methods and legal codes, spread and adapt at a much faster rate than genetic evolution, allowing human groups to solve problems and adapt to new environments in ways that biology alone cannot. This concept is not new, but the researchers' findings suggest that this transition is not only happening, but also accelerating. As Waring puts it, human evolution seems to be changing gears. The implications of this theory are profound. If culture is indeed driving human evolution, then our individual genetic traits may become less important, and our reliance on cultural systems, such as governments, schools, and hospitals, will increase. But this raises a crucial question. What happens when cultural adaptation preempts genetic adaptation? For instance, with the help of eyeglasses and surgery, vision problems that were once determined by genetics can now be corrected. Similarly, medical technologies like cesarean sections and fertility treatments have reduced the role of genetic adaptation in determining human survival and reproduction. As Wood so aptly puts it, cultural evolution eats genetic evolution for breakfast. The researchers emphasize that this transition is not a zero-sum game, where one aspect of human evolution wins out over the other. Rather, it's a complex interplay between genetics and culture, where both play important roles. However, as Waring notes, today your well-being is determined less and less by your personal biology, and more by the cultural systems that surround you. This shift towards cultural adaptation has significant implications for how we understand human evolution and our place within it. It suggests that our survival and reproduction may depend less on individual genetic traits and more on the health and adaptability of our societies. But here's the twist. Because culture is a shared phenomenon, this transition may also lead to a greater emphasis on group-based solutions, rather than individualistic approaches. The researchers argue that this could fundamentally change what it means to be human, as we evolve to become more group-oriented and group-dependent. This idea is not without controversy, and it raises important questions about the role of individual agency in shaping our collective future. As Waring and Wood note, cultural organization makes groups more cooperative and effective, and larger, more capable groups adapt via cultural change more rapidly. This mutually reinforcing system could lead to a future where our descendants are no longer genetically evolving individuals, but rather societal superorganisms that evolve primarily through cultural change. The researchers are quick to caution that their theory is not a prescription for a particular type of society or cultural system. Rather, it's a descriptive framework for understanding the complex dynamics of human evolution. As Wood notes, evolution can create both good solutions and brutal outcomes. We believe this might help our whole species avoid the most brutal parts. The study is part of a growing body of research from Waring and his team at the Applied Cultural Evolution Laboratory at the University of Maine, which aims to use their understanding of deep patterns in human evolution to foster positive social change. As we move forward, it's essential to consider the implications of this theory and how it might shape our understanding of human evolution and our place within it. So we ask you, do you think culture is driving a major shift in human evolution? How do you think this transition will shape our collective future? Share your thoughts in the comments below.